What's going on, fellas? It's your boy John, back at you again with another one of his finest videos. How's it going? Hope you're having a pleasant day. Hope you're having a beastly day. I've been recently reading a book called The Power of the Subconscious Mind. Okay, and the book, essentially, the blurb or the too long didn't read aspect of it is essentially that your mind can be programmed to do whatever you want it to do. Okay, it can be programmed. Your mind is a computer, and just like a computer, it has all the relevant software to do whatever it needs to do. Whatever you want it to do, it will do. But just like a computer, if you don't program the computer and let it run on its a better metaphor or allegorical style of speaking is, imagine if you got a pre-used computer, okay, and it'd been used by multiple different people. Let's say 15 people. All right, that's a bit too many. Let's say 4 or 5 different people. The computer was used, and you bought the computer, and it just did whatever it needed to do. Sometimes it was shut off at a certain time. It had certain passwords in certain areas, and you couldn't access those parts of the computer. Every time you clicked on a browser, it took you to another browser. You know, it didn't work the way you wanted it to work. And you're sitting there, you're frustrated, and you don't know what to do. And you, most importantly, don't have the knowledge or the skills to access the computer and to perhaps figure out what's going on with it. So what do? You obviously go to an IT technician, and the IT technician tells you that the programming of the computer is causing these issues. Okay, the past users of this computer had programmed the computer to certain ways, and this is how they wanted the computer to be. But because of so many past users, there's all these different programmings from all of these different users. So now you've got the computer, and you're using the computer with these past individuals, past users programming of the computer. Okay? Now what the fuck does that have to do with the mind? Well, similarly, when you're growing up as a child, or even as a teenager, your mind is being conditioned by all of the outside sources. It's being conditioned by your peers, the people that you hang around. It's conditioned by your parents. It's conditioned by the kind of TV that you watch, the kind of stuff that you look on YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, all sorts of social media, the type of books that you read, the type of people you associate yourselves with, the type of people you look up to. Okay, this is all conditioning your mind. The ripe age of conditioning is usually around 6 years old. That's when most psychologists say that your personality is fixed. I disagree with that. I don't think your personality is fixed. I believe that at that time, when you're 6 years old, you make a lot of assumptions about the world, a lot of judgments, a lot of fixed judgments and beliefs. But that's just as fickle and as fatal as programming itself. By the age of 6, you are programmed to think certain beliefs, to think and have certain thoughts, certain views and judgments about the world. Just like a computer is. Most of this programming isn't done by you. Your mind is simple awareness. That's what it is. It takes in information from the outside world, internalizes the information, and then creates a paradigm of thought and belief, and of course emotion, that powers those thoughts and beliefs, to then help you survive. That's what the mind does. The mind is there to help you survive. It's not there to go against you. Although at times it can feel like it's going against you. Certainly. But it's not really doing that. It's trying to save you. It's trying to save you. Now, The Power of the Subconscious Mind, the book that is, basically says everything that I just told you. I just put it in my own words. But here's the beauty of it. Here's the catch of being programmed by all of these different external sources. things that you didn't have any control over, things that you were just observing. And your mind created certain patterns of conditioning and paradigms to help you navigate this perceived world. Okay, the key word is perceived, because it's not reality, it's perception. Perception is not reality, and perception can be flawed. Our goal as human beings, as rational human beings, is to create a mental paradigm that is not based on flawed perceptions. Flawed perceptions about other people, flawed perceptions about ourselves, flawed perceptions about the universe, God, belief, religion, women, everything. That's our goal as rational beings, to get rid of these flawed perceptions, because they don't serve us. They're not useful. If anything, these things keep us down. They keep you from becoming the best version of who you can be. They are nothing but mental blocks and ruts that keep you complacent, lazy, undignified, and submissive. Okay, submissive to the world, submissive to everything, submissive to God. You are not submissive to God, gentlemen. You are subservient to God. You serve God, but you're not submissive. You're not submissive. You don't go to God because you've got no other choice. You go to God because you choose to accept God in your heart. You choose to follow the way of the Lord because He has told you that this is the right way. Think of the subconscious mind as a very similar concept to God, because that's what it is. It's a higher intelligence. It internalizes everything that happens to you in your life and then plasters it out into the conscious mind so that you can try and navigate your world with this limited bit of information that you've given the subconscious mind. So what you do, gentlemen, is you need to reprogram your mind. But first you need to deprogram it. Get rid of the shit. The shitty programming, the shitty conditioning. Because that isn't helping you anymore. It's only bringing you down. You do this through meditation. And by meditation, I don't mean thinking about thoughts. That's not what you do in meditation. Meditation is watching the thoughts. I made this mistake when I first started meditation, where I would start with trying to fix the bad thoughts. I would notice certain mental, emotional conditioning patterns, and I would try to fix them. And I just created cognitive dissonance by doing that, and I was in a bit of pain and suffering for a period of time, and it happened to me recently as well, where I would have negative thoughts, or let's say perceived negative realities about me or other people or the world or how the world works, and I was trying to change them as they came. That's not how it works. You can't fight the thoughts, because you're just going to create an internal mental battle that goes on, and it's going to keep you in a constant state of nervous agitation. That's not where you want to be. You don't want to be in a constant stage of nervous agitation. What you want to do is you want to be in a peaceful state, a calm state. The one thing, gentlemen, that puts all of us out of balance and makes us really fucked up in this world, that makes us reactive rather than proactive. Okay, men are not reactive, we are proactive. We do shit that needs to be done. We don't react to the world. We are the ones that initiate the world. That's what men are. We're the force of God. We're the force of God. So rather than react to your thoughts, let's say you get a thought that says, I'm pathetic, or I'm never going to achieve anything. These negative thoughts. Rather than react to it and instantly say, oh my God, I hate this thought, fuck off, get out of my head, you're shit, I'm good for this many reasons, 10 reasons why, 10 reasons this, I did this and this and this thought is useless. One thought made you so angry and traumatic towards that one thought. You've just given your mind more reason to believe why that thought is true. That thought is going to continue to now come along. It's going to continue to insert itself in your day-to-day life, because you have become agitated and reactive to it, and you're pissed off and you're angry that you're getting this thought. And now your brain's going to keep sending the thought over, because your brain, the mind, the subconscious mind, is saying, this is a thought right here, but this thought's obviously causing you some pain, because the subconscious mind doesn't work with words, it works with feeling. Okay, that's how you program shit. You need to have a concept, an ideal, with an intense emotion attached to it. The favorite emotion for me, okay, or the favorite emotions for me to program the brain is positive emotions, okay? Love, passion, okay? Fiery passion is one of my favorite ones. I love fiery passion. You listen to some, if you ever listen to the Gladiator soundtrack, that's a brilliant soundtrack to listen to really get you motivated and to program your mind to do the right things. Every time I listen to that soundtrack, I always get the most highest potential thoughts I could think, and I insert them into my subconscious mind. Okay, so every time I hear that music, it invokes this feeling of higher power. So back to the point, meditation is you watching the thoughts. You're not changing the thoughts. You're not fighting against the thoughts. To fight against the thoughts is counterproductive. What you do is you watch the thoughts and you get a picture, a sense of how your mind is programmed currently. Okay, and you start to see some... What the fuck, dude? Sorry, there's some fucking caterpillar or something on my arm. You start to see how your mind is currently conditioned. I'm a bit fucking OCD about it now. What the fuck was that? Seriously. Yeah, you start to see how your mind is conditioned and how it's programmed currently. And you can see the dysfunction of the mind, how stupid it is currently. And I say stupid, but you're not supposed to judge. Don't judge. Just watch. If anything, you'll start to smile when you see the dysfunction of the mind. Because you get to see the emotions behind it, how at the end of the meditation session, or even at the end of multiple meditation sessions, because it doesn't happen in one day, I would say for me, I got this insight around a week after, just continuously doing meditation and watching the thoughts and watching my behavior and watching my conditioning patterns. A large majority of the time, if I'm getting this race of negativity, race of contrary thoughts or contradictory thoughts, it's because I'm identified with my form life way too much. I'm identified with this life, with this physical realm, too much. Okay, and when you become identified with things you can't control, because this life, this world is constantly changing. It's in a constant state of flux. When you become identified with something, you can't say that I'm ever changing, I'm ever evolving. You're saying that I'm fixed. I am what I am. I don't change. I am this fixed pole that doesn't ever move. Well, that's obviously wrong, isn't it? I mean, in some way you are the fixed pole, but not in the way you think. You're the fixed pole as in awareness. You are always aware. You're always conscious. You're always breathing. That's your fixed pole right there. But most of the time, the agitation and the overthinking and the negativity is caused by being attached to the form dimension. You're attached to it. And because it's changing, because your life is changing, because everything's changing, you can get a bit disheartened by it. Your mind doesn't like that, so it's going to continuously throw negativity after negativity after negativity at you. But the beauty is it can be changed with a bit of awareness. Become aware of the dysfunction of the mind. Become aware of understanding how the mind tricks you and how it's been currently programmed to deliver you negative and bad results. The moment you become aware of that, you can now begin to actively, consciously change it. You don't change it by arguing the thoughts though. This is what you do. And this is a practice for me, so I'm speaking to you as much as I'm speaking to myself. When you become conscious, you choose to step away from the negativity or the dysfunctional thinking. You choose to step away from it, and rather than be it, you watch it. Okay, like an observer with sharp eyes, you're watching the dysfunction. That little bit of space, gentlemen, that little bit of space allows you to make a conscious choice to do something out of free will rather than reactivity. Okay, it's taken a bit long for me to get to the point, but that is the point of this video. You do not want to react to your mind's conditioning, because that's what you do. Let's say you're in an argument with someone, you can feel yourself getting angry and you can feel yourself about to just burst out and just destroy this person with a fiery burst of anger. Anger is good, it's a powerful energy, but when you become the anger, now that's an issue, because you're not yourself now. As the advert says, the ad. Forget about the advert. You're not the anger, you are the conscious awareness. But the illusion is, the emotion gets so powerful, you become the anger and you become the emotion. So what you do is you simply observe the anger, watch the anger, and understand that it's not you. It's not you, mate. You are the conscious awareness. When you get this awareness, when you become aware of awareness, you now enter into the realm of freedom, where you can make a conscious choice to proactively make a decision rather than reactively. Okay, gentlemen, that's my message for today. Take it easy and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.